I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat in 2023. I have also gone to 2 local weekend retreats. And during these retreats, I felt joyful, I felt happy, calm, relaxed, and I forgot the worries of my regular day to day life for the duration of the retreat and maybe a little bit after too. And it was so nice to feel connected to like minded people and just be around what felt like my people. But that joy, that calm was not long lasting at all. As soon as I returned home, or maybe a few days after I returned home, I realized that my problems are still there. My loved ones are still triggering me. So I felt like for me, the retreats were perhaps an escape from real life. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all need a break. And sometimes we need to take ourselves out of our regular environment to be able to rewire our brain and make changes. And that's probably why people go to these retreats. But I just decided that for me, myself, I am not interested in becoming dependent on retreats for my spiritual growth. I was more interested in the challenge of learning to be joyful and calm wherever I am, in my home, with all my problems, with all my triggers. I know that my mind is creating all my suffering. I want to do the inner work to rewire my mind, to reduce and ultimately stop my suffering. And I want my mind to be my slave, not my master. With the help of Michael Singer's teachings, I am learning to stop resisting life and flow with life instead. And Michael Singer has convinced me that unconditional joy is possible. So I'm working on that through meditation, through journaling, and through sitting with my uncomfortable feelings, being okay with the discomfort instead of pushing those feelings away. At Joe Dispenza's retreat, I met some people who go to his retreats multiple times. Like for some of them, this was their 10th retreat or 15th retreat. And again, everybody's path is different, so I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that for me, that didn't seem right to be going to these retreats again and again. And for the people that do, maybe they continue to go back to these retreats for a sense of community or to continue to grow more and more or to get upgrades, as they say, or to heal physically. Lots of people at Joe's retreat are there to heal their physical conditions. And that's amazing. It's just not for me. Another reason I feel that people go on retreats is to get a mystical experience or a spiritual experience. And there were people at Joe's retreat that had or claimed to have mystical experiences, like seeing some visions or white light or other such stuff. And that's great for them if that's what they're looking for. For me, there was a point where I thought it would be cool to have a mystical experience, but then I realized very quickly that if I'm chasing a mystical experience, I'm probably not going to have it. And if I'm just going about doing the work and meditating and growing spiritually, it might happen, but I'm not going to chase it. If it happens, it's cool. But I am more interested in learning to cultivate unconditional joy, learning to work on myself, going inside, increasing my self-awareness, seeing my shadows, and working on releasing the samskaras or impressions, the stored impressions in my mind, in my psychology. I'm more interested in learning to let go of all that garbage than having a spiritual experience, because I think a spiritual experience is cool and all, but what after that? You still have your troubles, you still have your triggers. So I don't think a spiritual experience is going to solve anything. Maybe for some people it does. some people do feel a massive transformation, and it shifts the way they almost feel like I'm reborn. And that's great. That's great. I just think that it's not for me, or at least in this moment, it's not for me. That's not my goal. That's not what I'm chasing. So that's the reason I have stopped going on retreats. And I am a firm believer in listening to my intuition. So I don't want to be rigid about anything. I also don't want to be too rigid about, I am not going to retreat ever again. If I feel called for it, if I feel like my intuition is saying, or the universe is sending me signs that I should go on a particular retreat, I will go. I feel like rigidity is never helpful. So I'm not going to be too rigid, because that's just my ego saying, like, my ego is identifying with I'm a person who does not go on retreats, or I'm a person who goes on retreats. So I don't want to be too identified or too rigid about anything, but I'm just sharing that for now, I am choosing not to go on more retreats because I'm more interested in doing the work at home with my environment just the way it is. And something in me tells me, and that something is my intuition, it tells me to not become dependent on retreats and not to use them as an escape from real life.